So as a working professional, I decided to allocate slots in which I would do different sections. On a personal level, I was weak in DILR, so I decided to dedicate more time to that particular sections. So on the weekends, I used to give mock tests, and on the weekdays, I used to do sectional things. So one thing which I maintained was consistency. So even if I would get half an hour a day, I ensured that it was used effectively.
Okay, so I was also basically working and I had a typical 6-day working job. So what happened for me was I divided my preparation into 3 parts of the day. So in the morning I studied VRC as a fresh mind helps in grasping more elaboratively the newspaper articles and the editorials. Moving ahead, when my post job hours, I used to go for DLR because DLR needs a little bit of more brainstorming, and when you're coming back, you're already tired. So that helped me to cope up with the pressure as well. And as I thought that I have to give more time to cons, so I used to give 2.5 or 3 hours at the night for cont, and this helped me throughout my preparation.
Okay. While I was preparing for CAT, I was also pursuing an internship. How I managed my schedule was prioritizing. What I mean is, during syllabus, I prioritized quants over DILR and VARC because I felt the quants syllabus was really vast, giving less priority to DILR and VARC initially, but then eventually I maintained them. After that, another thing that I prioritized was sectional mocks over mocks. Because of the busy schedule, I feel that sectional mocks overall also are better than mocks, and they're also helpful when talking about time. Entire strategy for the exam day was to remain calm and maximize my score by being accurate rather than just attempting more number of questions. So even though my DILR section did not go as planned, I couldn't attempt the number of questions I had planned. I still chose questions that I was sure of and answered them accurately. Another thing was, because I remained calm, I did not lose one single marks in my entire exam.
I believe that's a great strategy to not lose a single mark during in the negative. So for me, I believe staying calm in the CAT examination hall was not an instantaneous instinct. I believe I have simulated such kind of situations back during my preparation as well. So what I used to do was to return back from my office hours, being tired and in the pressure state of mind, and used to sit down for full length mocks sharp at 7 p.m. So I developed that kind of situation that I can be tired or pressurized due to a particular section, and that happened when I opened the con section in the exam day. I was it was disastrous because it had only algebra in the first 6 questions, and that was not my strong pursuit. So that's how I believe that pre-simulating the similar kind of environments, if we can help you be calm and composed during the exam day as well.
I agree with you. So adapting midway is, I think, an important strategy for CAT. So for me, it was slot 3, and for me, my quant section was disastrous. So after DILR and VARC, which went pretty well, I was not able to solve the maths question, which I expected I would be able to solve. So I adapted my strategy midway. So I decided to focus on arithmetic and geometry, in which I was strong, and I only solved those questions of which I was sure about, so that I won't lose marks in negative marking.
My strategy revolved around giving full length mocks on Sundays and on Wednesdays, as this used to also give me ample amount of time to analyze the mocks I've appeared for. And when it comes to appearing for entirely new questions, I used to do that on days when I'm not giving mocks. Apart from that, I used to do new questions. And on revisions, I basically made sure that I used to revise the questions that I have faced difficulties in every 2 weeks. But as the examination was approaching, the CAT day was approaching, I made sure to revise more on the sections or on the areas where I was facing difficulties in, so that I can make sure that my weakness is being covered and the strengths are being worked upon as well.
As the final day was approaching, my strategy was to give more number of mocks. I was giving about 2 to 3 mocks and then analyzing them. I feel that mocks give you a fair idea of the sections or topics that you're lacking in. When I used to feel like that this is somewhere this could be my weakness, I used to work upon that. And for the last month, this was my entire strategy.
So during the last month, I used to give mocks on weekends and then analyze them after giving. So whatever my weakness and weak areas were, I used to practice questions relating to those topic in that subsequent week. So for the last days, I focused more on my strengths. So the topics in which I was weak, I just attempted some basic questions. So if that comes in CAT, I would be able to solve. And in my strong sections, I focus on solving more difficult questions. So if they come in exam, I would be able to deal with them. So that was my strategy in the final.